Hello fellow rave fam and EDM lovers. If you are new to my channel, welcome. My name is Cotton Candy. I'm a music festival addict, so I usually travel the world going to different music festivals to make really cool videos about them, like vlogs, reviews, tip videos, things like that. However, music festivals of course are not really happening right now, and the fate of some really big ones are still up in the air. So in this video, I'm gonna update you on the status of all the major music festivals in the United States that are coming up, whether they're canceled, postponed, or scheduled to go ahead as planned. And I'll also talk about the status about some of the upcoming festivals that are supposed to take place in Europe as well. I just want to establish first thing that I am shooting this video on April 1st. Things have been changing literally so fast. Music festivals are coming out with new updated information like every day, every week. So by the time you are watching this video, some things may be different, but if you subscribe to my channel, I will keep you up to date on the most current information. First, I want to jump straight into Insomniac music festivals. Unless you're new to my channel, you know I'm an Insomniac fangirl, and I was supposed to go to a lot of them this year, so maybe it's just appropriate for me to talk about those first. The number one festival, of course, everybody is freaking out about is EDC Las Vegas, whether it's still going to happen or not. EDC Las Vegas was supposed to take place next month, May 15th through the 17th, and as of right now, they have stated multiple times that it is scheduled to go ahead as planned, but that they do have a backup date in case they do have to postpone it. They said they will let us know at least 30 days in advance before the festival whether it's going to be postponed or not, so everyone has time to make adjustments to their plans. 30 days before EDC Las Vegas, that means they will let us know if it's going to be postponed before April 15th, which is in 2 weeks. That is very soon. My personal educated guess about what is going to happen in EDC is I think it is kind of obvious that it's going to be postponed. It just doesn't look good for them. It doesn't look good for any festivals that are supposed to be taking place in May, to be honest. However, I do know they are not going to announce the postponement until they have all of the details ready, set in stone. I mean, they don't want to continuously come out with new updates. That's just unorganized, and it would make people harder to plan if they're not 100% sure about their future date and their future plans and all of that stuff. It genuinely means a lot to me how much Pasquale Rotella is on Instagram trying to assure everyone that everything is going to be okay, that festivals are still happening, because honestly right now everything just really sucks, and having music festivals to look forward to, I know that's getting a lot of us through this really hard time. Shout out Pasquale Rotella and Insomniac Events, you guys are awesome. As for another event by Insomniac, Beyond Wonderland in Southern California, that was originally supposed to take place 2 weeks ago, and it got postponed until June 19th and 20th. There has been no update on that festival since they made the announcement that it's going to be postponed, so right now it is clearly going ahead as planned, June 19th and 20th. And honestly, June is still a couple months out, and so you'll notice basically with all festivals from June onward, they are still for the most part going ahead as planned. Obviously with the hope that everything is going to be better in a couple months. It's just that like with EDC Las Vegas in May, that is next month, that is coming up so soon, and seeing the growth rate of how bad it's gotten in the US over the past couple weeks, it just doesn't look like things are going to be better by May. But June is far enough. Things could be better. That seems to be what all music festival companies that have events in June are hoping for. So other Insomniac events scheduled to take place in June would be Beyond Wonderland Pacific Northwest at the Gorge. That is supposed to take place June 12th through the 13th. It is currently scheduled to go ahead as planned. Electric Forest scheduled to take place June 25th through the 28th. They actually haven't commented at all, but that obviously means that it is going ahead as planned as of right now. Again, with events in June, it is so far out that I think most event companies are just planning to go ahead as planned. There are literally so many festivals that were scheduled to take place in the upcoming months. I'm just gonna go through all of the ones that I know or that were on my music festival calendar before this. Buku Music and Art Project was originally supposed to take place a couple weeks ago, the same weekend as Ultra Music Festival and Beyond Wonderland. That festival has been postponed until Labor Day weekend. Phoenix Lights in Arizona was supposed to take place this weekend. It is now postponed until October 2nd and 3rd. Coachella Valley Music and Arts Festival was supposed to take place next week, April 10th through the 19th. That is now postponed until October 9th through the 18th. Ubbi Dubbi has been postponed until October 30th through the 31st, which is on Halloween, and that event company Disco Donnie usually throws another festival during that time, a Halloween festival called Freaky Deaky, but it looks like they have actually combined those festivals, so it is actually going to be called Ubbi Dubbi Gets Freaky Deaky. Rolling Loud in Miami is scheduled to take place May 8th through the 10th, and they have announced that they are going ahead as planned. Wobbleland in Denver was canceled. Hangout Fest, which was supposed to take place May 15th through the 17th, was canceled. They said they have no postponement date at this time. I guess that means that it's not out of the question for it to still happen in the future, but as of right now, unfortunately, they have no plans for it to. Lightning in a Bottle came out with a similar statement. It was canceled. They said they had no plans to postpone it to a different date as of right now. They didn't say it was completely out of the question for it to happen later in the year, but as of right now, they don't have any plans for it to. Movement Electronic Music Festival was supposed to take place May 23rd through the 25th. That was postponed until September 11th through the 13th. Sunset Music Festival, which takes place in Florida, is still scheduled to happen May 23rd through the 24th. It is assumed that as of right now they are going ahead as planned. However, they have made no comment at all saying whether it's getting postponed or going ahead as planned. It's just the fact that they haven't made a comment. Kind of gives people the impression that it is still going to happen, but like with festivals happening in May, like most of them have either canceled or postponed. It just doesn't seem like any of them will be able to continue at that time. So my prediction is that this festival, as well as like EDC Las Vegas, are going to have to be postponed. The Governor's Ball in New York, which was supposed to take place June 5th through the 7th, was canceled. Bonnarroo Music and Arts Festival, which was scheduled to take place June 11th through the 14th, was postponed until September 23rd through the 27th. Firefly Music Festival, which was scheduled to take place June 18th through the 21st, was canceled. And then basically all music festivals in the US that are supposed to take place June or later have stated that they are going ahead as planned or have made no comment, which obviously means that they are scheduled to go ahead as planned. Like I mentioned, June is far enough out that everyone I think is just planning and hoping for the best. And for all of my base heads out there, Base Canyon in Washington and Lost Lands are still scheduled to go ahead as planned. They came out with official statements, so as of right now, you guys don't have to worry about them being canceled. So personally, my biggest worry with all of these music festivals being postponed is that, of course, if all of these festivals really do take place the second half of the year, there's going to be literally so much overlap. So many of them are going to be taking place at the same time or back to back to back. And it's just like, even if things are better in the United States at that time, it's like most of us are not going to be able to afford financially to attend all these festivals we originally planned on attending throughout the year because they're all happening at once. If you are new or haven't been following my personal updates, I actually did lose my job when everything got closed. I know there are plenty of people out there in the same situation where they are unemployed, and my heart goes out to you guys. I actually just started a new job at an Amazon facility because they count as an essential business, so they haven't closed yet. I do have to use a hall pass to get from home to work, and it's just crazy that we live during this time. I know I am putting myself at risk by going to work so much and working around so many people, but honestly, not working for 2 weeks, it really scared me financially, and if I am physically able to work, like, I would rather do that. Because even when I am stuck at home, you guys know it sucks. I literally hate it. Anyways, let's talk about music festivals that are supposed to be taking place in Europe in the upcoming months, because you guys know that I do like to go to music festivals in Europe, so like the fate of events in Europe directly affects me too. I'm basically just going to give you a brief update on what is going on in a couple countries in general, countries that hold a lot of events that I usually go to or would plan on going to this year. The Netherlands, Germany, and Belgium all host a lot of music festivals, and these countries, along with basically all other countries of the world, do have travel bans and bans on mass gatherings as of right now. Germany currently has a ban on groups of 2 or more. The Netherlands has a ban on public gatherings of 100 and more until the end of March, which just like happened, but obviously things are still really bad, so I'm expecting them to come out with a new statement very soon. Same with Belgium, they had some bans scheduled until April 5th, which is coming up very soon, and things are still really bad there, so I expect them to come out with an update. Probably all countries, just like us, the United States, we extended our social distancing guidelines to go until the end of this month because things are just not good right now. However, just like the United States, music festivals that are scheduled to take place in June or later in all of these countries are scheduled to still go ahead as planned. So Tomorrowland, which takes place in Belgium in July, is still scheduled to go ahead as planned, and DEF CON 1 in the Netherlands, which is supposed to take place at the end of June, has not made a comment at all yet, so it's assumed that it is still scheduled to go ahead as planned. So what are my personal plans? Like, am I still planning to go to music festivals this year in 2020? If you guys are already a follower or a subscriber of mine, you know that I usually keep my music festival schedule in my description area, and so for like the past few weeks, I've kept my my original schedule in there, but I have a bunch of question marks because I just don't know exactly what the fate of these events are going to be. I was supposed to go to Beyond Wonderland a couple weeks ago. That has obviously been postponed until June, like we talked about. EDC Las Vegas is supposed to happen next month. I personally think it's going to be postponed, and I have no idea what date they have in mind. The fact that they have scheduled Beyond Wonderland, SoCal, Pacific Northwest, and Electric Forest all in June just seems very clear to me that the new date would not be in June, and also Vegas is really hot during the summer, meaning they could not have it in July, August, or maybe even September. I don't know. My prediction is that it is probably going to get postponed till later in the year, like a lot of these festivals are being postponed till. If it is postponed until later on in the year and things are actually legitimately better at the time, like I'm not at risk of getting sick and dying, like I will obviously go to EDC Las Vegas because it is EDC. I have to go, so as long as it is legitimately safe at the time, I will still be going. For like both of the Beyond Wonderlands that are supposed to take place in June that I was supposed to go to, I don't know if I can go to those. First of all, even though they have said that they are going ahead as planned, I mean, at this point we just don't know. Everyone is taking things a day at a time, like we don't know how this is playing out, we're just kind of playing it by ear. We don't necessarily have reason to believe that they are going to be postponed, but at the same time, like my personal thinking is that we don't know that it is still going to continue either. We just don't know. June is soon enough and far enough at the same time. I do feel like it's kind of my job to go to these music festivals and make cool videos about them. Like literally, like I quit a really good job last year so I could focus on YouTube more. Like events that do happen in June, like if it is safe, I would feel obligated to go. I don't know. I was also supposed to go to one of the dates of the Above and Beyond acoustic tour. However, if you guys haven't heard yet, one of the members of Above and Beyond was actually diagnosed. I just think that's a lot for a group of people to go to, so I am predicting that that tour is probably going to get canceled or possibly most likely postponed, but honestly you just don't know since one of the members is directly affected. I was planning to go to DEF CON 1 in the Netherlands, which is like the biggest hardstyle music festival in the whole world. It's super crazy and awesome. And I said I loved it so much that I absolutely cannot miss it like any year. However, who could have expected that all of this craziness was gonna happen? Even if it does go ahead as planned, like at this point with losing my job and like struggling financially, like I just can't go. Same thing with Rampage Open Air, which takes place in July. I wanted to go to that right after DEF CON. I just can't afford to go to Europe, and at that point, I personally don't know if I'll feel safe enough to be traveling. That's where I stand on going to music festivals. Like I have no idea what the future looks like for these events, but at the time that they take place, if it is genuinely safe for me to attend the event and I'm in a financial place to go, I will attend because I feel like it's my job. And I love music festivals, of course. Like this is the longest time I've ever been without going to a music festival. My last event was Decadence in Arizona for New Year's, and it's been like 4 months since my last festival. How crazy is that? Like I usually go to so many, like it has been so hard. You know what guys, like it really sucks right now, but just imagine how awesome our first music festival back is gonna be. Like it's gonna mean more to us than like any festival before. I don't know about you guys, but I'm excited. That's something I have to look forward to in all of this really shitty situation. There's like tons of music festival vlogs on my channel if you want to check it out to kind of like lift your spirits if you're struggling being stuck at home. I personally like watching like live sets from old festivals as well as after movies and my personal vlogs. Those help me genuinely remember the best times. And I've been to tons of super awesome music festivals all over the world. I will link to my vlogs in the description. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more videos keeping you up to date on everything happening with music festivals in the United States and in Europe. Thanks again for watching. I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace out, Girl Scouts.